Merry Christmas, everybody! My name is Erin, and this is my booktube channel, Waiting Moose. Today, I'm bringing you my weekly weekend wind-up, and it's just where I talk about my week in reading and some of my other thoughts about what's going on. I don't want these to be too long. It's not really my plan, but this week I've got quite a bit to talk about, so I apologize for the length. I'm going to start out by telling you about my new purchase. I bought a journal. The plan for this is to I went to the dollar store, I picked it up. I need a way to track the videos I want to do and make sure that I have a better plan for what I'm going to say in those videos. So I had a plan for Vlogmas. I learned from that. Yes, I had ideas for videos, but I probably should have given myself a bit better of a script for them so that I keep on track and say the things I want to say in a way that makes sense and doesn't require hours of editing, because I'm spending a lot of time editing these things and I don't want to. Which brings me to the Diverse 8 book tag. I actually filmed a video for that this week. It's a book tag created by the author Claribel Ortega, I believe her name is, and it just talks about diversity and how we as readers or authors approach diversity in our lives, I guess. That video is not going to make it onto YouTube. I ended up editing most of it out because when I watched it, I was just like, whoa, did those words come out of my mouth? I didn't actually say that, did I? That's not what I meant. That's not how that was supposed to come out. So it got cut down to like 3 minutes and it was kind of ridiculous and there was whole questions. I just went, that was a stupid answer. So I may do that in the new year again with a better plan, which is again, why I have the book. So that I can give myself a bit of a script to do these things and be more prepared for what I want to do. I feel like I've spent too much time focusing on how to get subscribers, how to keep subscribers, and I haven't spent enough time figuring out who I am in BookTube and how I best communicate my personality and my tastes through this medium. I'm not used to being on camera, I'm not used to presenting things, and I think that it's probably a better goal for me right now to focus on being more authentic and finding my place in the booktube world rather than doing what other people do just because it looks like it's going to get me viewers. So those are the things, some of the thoughts that I've had this week, because there's a lot going on and so yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Around my booktube channel, I've got some 2017 goals set, so you'll be seeing a video on that closer to the new year. And so now I'm going to get to my reading for this week. It's been a light reading week, mainly because work's been crazy. I mentioned, well, everything's been crazy. So my car was written off in the car accident. I have to replace it, so we spent one night car shopping this week. Tonight was our go live for my software, but everyone's left our team except me, so obviously that was my job to do. So that took a little while. It's not like after I got home from work, because we do it outside of office hours. There's just been a lot going on. So I missed yesterday's video, or well, not yesterday, today's Thursday, but you're not going to see this on Thursday because obviously it's my weekend wind-up. But on Wednesday, I missed my Vlogmas video because it was my birthday and my coworker's last day. So we ended up going out for lunch as a team, and some of our old team members came back, so it was like this little mini reunion, and it got out of control. It got really out of control, and by the time my day was done, I had already gone to straight tequila, which was a bad idea, and then I walked to the bus and caught the bus home, at which point my husband asked what I wanted to do for my birthday, and I kind of went, lay on the couch and watch cartoons? So that was kind of unproductive. That wasn't my best birthday ever, but it was my own fault. So anyway, so that's kind of the way my week's gone. So I've had so little time to read and make videos, and I felt a lot of pressure about that, but that's okay. So this week I read Murder, She Wrote, Gin and Daggers. Gin and Daggers. This is the first book in the Murder, She Wrote series, written by Donald Bain, writing as Jessica Fletcher. There's not much I can say about this. It's a Jessica Fletcher mystery set in London, and it's where she meets the Scotland Yard agent George Sutherland, who plays a large role, I think, in the TV series as well. It's the death of another author, and Jessica is actually one of the prime suspects for it. It was very good, but it's standard Jessica Fletcher. There's nothing outstanding, nothing new here. but it's a nice comfort read for this time of year. Plus, when I don't have a lot of time to fit in reading, I like to do something like this because I don't feel a lot of pressure to think while I'm reading. That said, it also has to go back to the library soon, so I needed to get it done. The other book that I read this week was an audiobook that I listened to on my way to and from work. It was The Thin Man by Dashiell Hammett. It's like under 6 hours of audiobook, which is kind of shameful, but I really struggled listening to this one. I started it before vacation. I think I listened to it partly on vacation, but with everything going on, I felt like I missed parts of it, so I ended up listening to it twice, just to make sure that I really understood what happened in the story. And I did. So this is the first book in the Nick and Nora Charles series written by Dashiell Hammett. I'm not sure how many books there are in that series, but I'm totally enjoying it. It's classic noir, and I will absolutely be reading more of it. I can see why he's one of those authors that people remember and people continue to read. I'm currently listening to Crooked Letter onto my phone. And I should know who this is by, but I apparently am having the world's biggest brain fart. So one moment, it's by Tom Franklin. So this is a novel set in the South. Two boys grow up together. One's black, one's white. In high school, a girl goes missing. One of their classmates goes missing, and one of them is suspected of murdering her, or at least being involved in her disappearance. You fast forward into adulthood, and one of the men, obviously not the one suspected of the crime, the other man is now the sheriff. Things are getting a little out of control around the whole situation. So it's actually quite interesting. I never knew what the book was about, but it's right up my alley, and there's a lot of, based on the time frame, and there's a lot of racial stuff in it, and they talk about how the adults don't interact interracially, but they expect their children to socialize that way, and it makes it difficult for the kids because they don't understand why they have to if their parents don't and aren't willing to. There's a lot of information, I think, to get out of this. I'm really looking forward to listening to the entire book. I think I might be an hour into it because, I mean, The Thin Man just took me so long. So I'm really looking forward to it because it just seems to be a pretty meaningful book at this point for me to read, and I'm glad I'm finally reading it. The other book I'm reading, sort of. I haven't really picked a new paper book to read, so I'm still working my way through Kushiel's Dart by Jacqueline Carey. This was one of my currently readings last week. I have gone nowhere on this because I spent so much time just trying to finish Jessica Fletcher up. So that was kind of a bummer, just the lack of time I had this week to read. My audiobook is playing. Oh my god. Excuse me for a moment. I don't even know which audiobook is playing. The Holy Thief. I'm not listening to that. Okay, sorry. Kushiel's Dart, didn't have much time to read this week. That's just the way things went. Next week, I don't know if any of you guys are, but I am planning to participate in Booktubeathon. I'm working on getting my books picked out because there's 3 categories you can meet, or let me go back to the phone because I'm just, did I even, this is one of those things that I was thinking about and I don't think I made notes on, mainly because I was thinking about it and I didn't get that. Okay, so the holiday Booktubeathon is set to go from December 29th to the 31st of 2016. It's sneaking up on us. See, this is why I need a script. I'm going to have to edit most of this out. Okay, so the first challenge is to read a book that has my favorite color on the cover. I'm hoping that I get the Longmire, or at least a couple of the books in the Longmire series for Christmas. If not, I've got a gift card already, so I'll probably buy them. And the first book, or the next book in that series for me is Another Man's Moccasins, which the cover is entirely red, and red, my favorite color. My couch is red. Come on, what does that tell you? Read a book from a genre I discovered this year. This one, again, I'm hoping to get a Christmas gift that fits this, and if not, I'll find something else. But I'm hoping that I get a graphic novel for Christmas, and if I do, I have not actually read any graphic novels, but, well, actually, that's a lie. I've read graphic novels before. I've read the Bone series by Jeff Davis, but that's different. I'm really hoping to get a graphic novel or two so that I can work on discovering that. If not, I'm going to pick one of my science fiction books. I haven't decided which one yet because I've got too many. Actually, I might do In the Cube just because it's more classic and it fits in with that Earthman's Burden that I just read. And then 3 is read a book that was gifted to me. Does that count? Gift cards? Or does a gift card purchase count in that? If so, I'm totally going to be doing that. Or it might be just another, I know I'm getting books for Christmas because I asked for books for Christmas. Yeah, those are my 3, and then there's a bonus for reading 3 books. Hopefully, I can get all 3 books read. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, so that's my plan, is to do Booktubeathon next week. I'm looking forward to that. It's my first Booktubeathon. And it's going to let me participate more fully in the community rather than just, you know, talking to people with nothing really planned for it. Then January's here. And I need to start planning my January reads. I've got some challenges I'm participating in on Goodreads. So that's going to be really easy because I think the one challenge is to read 5 first books in a series. 5 first books in series. Multiple series. Anyway, so I've got to figure out what those are, but that's also going to be part of my reading goals for 2017. I hope you're having a fantastic holiday. I'm not even sure if I said this already because my camera's been acting up and this is the 3rd time I've filmed this video. So, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. This is probably going up Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, not sure which. So either way, I hope you are totally stuffing yourselves with all of the fun holiday foods and spending all of the time you can with your family and friends, because that is what this time of year is about. And I can't wait to get home and see my nieces and nephews and my family and just have some downtime with the people I love. I'd also love to see if any of you have done the Diverse 8 book tag by Claribel Ortega. I would love to see your video because I am struggling with some of the answers on that and how I'm just not good at this. That's my video for this week. I lied. This is a little bit of an addendum to the lovely weekend wind-up that I just did. I had to tape a second video because even though these books were sitting in my lap, I forgot they were there. I went Christmas shopping and I bought Christmas gifts, and I hope these people don't actually know I have a booktube channel because otherwise, oops, you're going to know what you're getting. Well, I'm not going to say names. I have friends that I exchange books with, and I actually do have friends in real life that read. They don't quite read as much as I do, and we don't sit around and talk about books, but I know they read, and they read science fiction and they read fantasy. So I went and picked up Christmas gifts. I got John Scalzi's, I got Red Shirts by him, which is a spoof on Star Trek. I have wanted to read this myself for a while, so I'm hoping they like it, and it's made me want to actually pick it up. It's the first John Scalzi book that I've bought, which is shameful because I've wanted to read him for so long and it just hasn't come up. So at least I finally bought a book. It's just someone else is going to be reading that book. Next, I picked up Charles Stross's The Atrocity Files. My husband's read the 2nd, I think, in the series, which is The Jennifer Morgue. It's a horror sci-fi spoof, sort of. Yeah, saving the world is Bob Howard's job. There are a surprising number of meetings involved. Now, I work in IT, I work in the corporate world, and dude, there are a surprising number of meetings involved in everything. So this book is going to make you laugh, or at least it's going to make me laugh. And he works in government, and the person that we're giving this to works in government, so I'm pretty sure that's going to make him laugh as well. Another book that I really need to buy for myself, but instead I bought it for a friend. And finally, I picked up Moon Called by Mercedes Thompson, the first book in the Mercy Thompson series by Patricia Briggs. This is a birthday gift for a friend, and I'm hoping she loves it as much as I do. Everyone that I've recommended this series to has come back and said, yeah, that's awesome. So I'm fingers crossed, that she also likes this because I just think it's fantastic. And speaking of diversity, a Native American main character. So now I'm done with my weekend wind up. Have a great holiday, everyone. Bye.